Gold Squad TV. So I wanted to do this video on Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon or Vince McMahon, and why not even just why I stopped watching WWE consistently, other than following an occasional video here and there, maybe an occasional match. What people have to understand is that Vince McMahon doesn't like pro wrestling. Vince McMahon uses pro wrestling as an occupation, but it's really more, he's trying to build his Walt Disney. He's more about entertainment. He's never cared about the actual wrestling. Vince never always felt that wrestling never translated to the mainstream. He had to make these larger than life characters and basically make them larger in life in order for people at a certain time and period to like it. Well, we're no longer in those times anymore. You know, this idea that Vince knows what's best for pro wrestling is crazy. Vince doesn't know what's best for his company. Nonetheless, Vince knows what's best for the fans because Vince is still stuck in that old frame of mind of the 90s and the 80s where it's like we're the only company in town. And when they ran WCW out, it was even worse. And just the company's been downhill ever since maybe 2008. And the numbers won't say it because obviously, you know, the stock, they're involved in stocks and all types of different things, WWE, but nobody cares for their product. If you watch how their product is run now, if you didn't watch pro wrestling back in the 90s and you watched it now and you see AEW, you see New Japan, you see these other companies, even NWA, ran by Billy Corgan, you see how their product is so embarrassingly bad. Not just with the lack of promos and characters that Vince has a hard time building today that really don't connect with the fans. Like, they just released Keith Lee. They called him Bearcat Lee because they didn't know what to do with him. Are we really calling people Bearcat in 2021, going into 2022? This is how out of touch McMahon is. McMahon is out of touch. He doesn't know what works. And the truth of the matter is, you guys need to stop questioning why it doesn't work. McMahon don't really care about y'all. He's rich. He's going to run the company his way. He don't care about me. He don't care about you. He don't care about none of these people. So the more and more he tells you that he thinks he's smarter than you and has a God complex, the more and more you guys are stupid enough to stay there and watch his product consistently. All I hear is people shitting on AEW and shitting on these other companies every now and then because they just want to be contrarians and don't really believe the shit that they even see. Come on, man. You can't sit there and say, if you're a logical human being, pro wrestling fan or not, you're a logical human being. You cannot sit there and applaud the practices of WWE right now. You can't tell me you like WWE and watching this shit outside of maybe just watching one of your favorite wrestlers. The product is horrendous. Their booking's 50-50. There's 100 rematches. It's become redundant. There's too many pay-per-views. It's just too much for today. They're all about building content and library. You guys got to understand that. Vince doesn't even care about today's product. You know what Vince cares about? Vince cares about building a library and continuing to build a library so he could sell this shit. He wants to sell the company. And the releases are standard practice for any company that's trying to sell. This is standard practice. So, while WWE is always going to be around no matter what, the Vince McMahon owned WWE might not be around much longer once he decides to sell the company. But even if he did, the company's going to shit. He basically neutered Triple H, aka Paul Levesque. He neutered him, took his creation of NXT, took it away from him. Because Vince despises the idea of Triple H running his company as a wrestling company. because eventually he was going to hand the keys down to Triple H. And Kevin Dunn and those guys over there were never going to be cool with that. Those guys are entertainment guys. They rather be Walt Disney of wrestling. They don't even like calling it wrestling. It's sports entertainment for them. So the arrogance and stupidity that they even think that we're stupid enough to watch this shit, and then some of us are. Some of us are, and they continuously try to hope that this man's gonna change, and the company's never gonna change, man. Just let it go. You guys just need to let it go. It's not 1998 anymore. Those days are long gone. The Attitude Era is gone. You couldn't duplicate the Attitude Era in today's day and age. Look at the times we're in. You can't duplicate that. You mean to tell me you're gonna have people taking their tops off, and you're gonna have all types of crazy shit going on, like must-see TV type shit happening? You would have had to live in 1998 to understand how wild that era was. Just overall, not just pro wrestling in general. Yo, Jerry Springer and all these other shows were raunchy entertainment. Those days are gone. Everybody's sensitive now. So now you're neutered, and then WWE's neutered themselves since the Benoit thing. So they're PG, man. It's just the bottom line. This is what they are now. So you guys got to just accept it. Accept that the company's no longer the company that it used to be, and move on. Listen, I do like Roman Reigns, and I do like that Samoan dynasty, but they're the only. Let's be honest. If Roman Reigns wasn't heel, and the Usos weren't heel, and Paul Heyman wasn't in that company, WWE would really be in the shit right now. It would be even worse than it is now. Roman is doing them a favor, or should I say Joe Noah is doing them a favor by being a heel. Because if he would have came back as a face, that company would have been the tubes, man. It's like Vince don't know what the hell he's doing. And let's be honest, man, we're just going to see rerun WrestleManias every year. They're going to bring back guys that are like 55 years old to come back and wrestle when they look like they can't even move anymore. You guys just got to get over it. Move on. There's other companies out there that are better. I personally think AEW hands down has been better. They make wrestling for the guy like me who wants to see something, wants to see in-ring action, and also wants to see dope promos. They still got a lot of work to do. They're still a young company, but at least I have the patience to understand that they're not going to just embarrass me into believing that I'm more stupid than smart. To where Vince will sit there and say, it's raining when he's pissing in your mouth. You guys just need to let it go. It's over for McMahon. He's rich. He don't matter. He doesn't care. He's going to continue to keep pounding and bringing in money through stocks. He does not care who he has to release. Gold Squad TV. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Is it over as we know it for WWE as a seriously taken professional wrestling company? Gold Squad TV.